أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum. How is everybody? Are you okay? Good. So I hope you had a nice time yesterday, and I hope you still will have a good time today, going forward as well. I hope you managed to do some homework that I gave you last time. So I gave you some root letters to just construct the Sarf Saghir chart for what we studied last time um, for the family too. Yes. So if you have done it, then Alhamdulillah, it's going to help you. It will only help you. So if you do it, that will be ready, because that's how you learn Sarf. That's how you go forward, next step in the Arabic language. So Nahu is one part, then the Sarf, which is another part, and you need to know not just how words come together, but also how words are constructed and change their forms. So when you go one step ahead, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, keep on doing the practice, little bit, 10 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day. Just pick root letters, just make one chart and take a break. Okay, 50 minutes after, 2 hours after, 4 hours after, pick another root letter set and then make the chart again and then take a break. But be consistent about it. So it's consistency that's important, constant putting of effort, little bit, and inshallah ta'ala, as you go along your way, you will find things becoming easier for you. You will find it difficult if you do 10 classes in a row, then you take a break for 5 weeks, then you do another 10 classes in a row, then you take a break for 2 weeks. You will find it difficult to cope up with, because every time you join a class, you're going to feel that you're missing out on the previous topic because you forgot few things. So smaller but consistent is better than a lot and inconsistent. So so do your best, inshallah, and Allah will inshallah help you with that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to review what we did last time in the last class. As always, we'll do a quick run through of the family too, of Sarf, and some concepts that we did in Sarf, and then we'll jump into a new family, the family 3, and we'll talk about the family 3. So we have to cover overall 10 families in this course, and I want to cover them before Ramadan kicks in. And once you have these 10 families done, then inshallah you will be able to pick up a surah as your project in Ramadan and just completely decode it and memorize it. It will bring the Nahu and the Sarf all together, and you will really have fun doing it. It will challenge you, of course, but that's why you are here, and you want to learn. You want to learn more. Okay, so don't give up. Stay on the train and just keep putting effort. And believe me, it will become easy for you. Okay, if you give up, it's not gonna become easy. And this is the point in time, really, when the going gets tough a little bit. That's because shaitan makes you feel like that. So at the point in time when you feel that you don't want to do something, you don't want to learn, you don't want to read the Quran, you don't want to do anything, at that point in time, stand up and do it. At that point in time, stand up and do it, because that's where you prove to shaitan, hey, you can tell me whatever, but I'm gonna prove you wrong. Right? If shaitan wants you not to study, go study a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but do it. If shaitan wants you to sleep and miss your salah, just stand up and offer the salah. That's how you disprove shaitan. Okay. So inshallah ta'ala, if you keep on going, as you go more path in this route to learn the language of the Quran, you will find distractions, you will find demotivation, demoralizing aspects. Oh, I can't remember the previous topics. It's getting too hard, no matter how much effort I put. It's not getting there. And this is exactly what Allah is testing you with. And He's testing you when you encounter in this situation, when you're in this situation, when you encounter this situation like that, do you give up, seek His help, and keep on putting your effort? That's the question you should ask yourself, and I should ask myself, and that's how we all should operate. When there's no one else, there's Allah, and have your faith, don't give up, keep on going. Inshallah, I'm trying to do my best to teach you as much as I can, as much as I know today. You should try to learn and take whatever you can. And inshallah, Allah will make this easy for all of us. Okay, so just have that faith and let's kickstart with the class. It's been a long tangent. Okay, cool. So I'll share with you my screen as always, and we will go from there. Give me a second. As always, I have my mobile in front of me right here. If you have troubles seeing the screen, I will most likely know, and I will fix it. Lately, Google service has been a bit more nightmarish. If you have questions, of course, you can put it on the WhatsApp group, and I will be here to help you out, inshallah. Okay, so what we did last time, we dived a bit more into the study of sarf last time, right? So in the study of sarf, so quick summary of yesterday, quick summary of the last class. Okay. Quick summary of the last class. So we said that there are two types of sarf charts. Two types of sarf charts. Sarf chart. Type number one was called sarf kabir. Sarf kabir. Let's start with sarf. Yeah, sarf kabir, exactly. Sarf kabir. What was sarf kabir? Let me write it in English as well. Sarf kabir. Okay. Now, what was sarf kabir? Sarf kabir was the chart where you did all the past tense chart, a present tense chart, then you had the past passive. I'm going to writing the word chart again and again. Then you have present passive. Okay. Then you can make a full chart of command in all the pronouns, in pronoun forms. Commands. Just to remind that it's only in second person. Okay. Forbidding. Only in second person. Okay, and then you had a full-blown ism chart that I called at that time, ism chart, that we know by Muslim chart. Muslim chart. That's what we know. These seven charts that we had, these top ones were all the charts for fi'l. Okay, and we said the Muslim chart from the terminology perspective, from technology perspective, would apply to a masdar, would also apply to ism fa'il, would also apply to ism maf'ul, to zarf. Okay, so now you know these are the sarf terminology. Masdar is an idea. Yes. You know, ism fa'il is doer of action. Okay, ism maf'ul is recipient of action. Okay. And zarf is time or place of action. Okay, This is what it is. So we said that whenever whenever you see a masdar, what it means effectively is whenever you see a masdar, there's a full-blown Muslim chart you can construct with that masdar. For all the status, rafa nasab jar, and for all the numbers. For all the numbers, singular, pair, plural, or even gender. Okay. Same is the story with ism file. For example, Muslimun would be an ism file. Muslimun would be an ism file. Okay. Now, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Okay, so Muslimun would be an ism file. So you could construct a full Muslim chart behind it using any of these isms, because these are after all isms. That's what we did, right? So these are after all isms, and they're standard isms, and they would apply to the Muslim chart, just like any other ism would. Whereas the ones on top in red, they were the fi'ls. The past tense would apply in the past tense chart. The present tense would apply in the present tense chart, and so on. Okay? And once we know the past tense, we can construct the past passive. Once we know the present tense, we can construct the present passive. And once we know the present tense, we can also construct commands, because we move the present tense into the second person, and we construct the command out of it, and there's a process for constructing the command that we know. In the same way, we can also construct the forbidding. So for every pronoun, for anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, you could construct a separate forbidding, right? For every pronoun in the second person, you could also construct a command. So command and forbidding in itself would have a full-blown chart behind them. Okay, so these charts are what we call Sarf Kabir. Okay, these are the Sarf Kabir chart. These are the details of those charts, and we touched on those charts when we were doing the level 1 studies, right? Now, the second type of chart we did last time was Sarf Saghir. Sarf Saghir. Write that in English as well. Sarf Saghir, meaning smaller sarf, smaller morphology. So in the Sarf Saghir, what we did, we made a template chart. We made a template chart. We said we're gonna pick one type of fi'l only, with one pronoun only. Okay, and we're gonna make a very high level chart that is basically an abstraction of all these detailed charts in Sarf Kabir. Okay, and what was that chart about? Can you help me control? Let me just insert here. I want this template to be engraved in your brains as much as possible. Okay, so this is the Sarf Saghir chart we're going to construct. We're just constructing the template here. Okay, we're not constructing any family. So what I'll do is I will construct it. Alignments. Let me construct it. Okay, good. In the first column, we had what? Can you remember? Okay, in the first column, we had past tense. I'm doing the same mistake again. Okay, past tense. Okay, and the past tense is called what? Al-Madi. Al-Madi. In the second column, we have present tense. Present tense is called what? Al-Mudari. Al-Mudari. Now, please also tell me which version are we using? Which pronoun are we using here? Huwa. We're only saying this about huwa. Okay? Only saying this about huwa form. In the case of fi'l madi, fi'l mudari, both. Okay, let me reduce the font size a bit. It's a bit stronger font size. Good. Then we had a masdar. Then we had a masdar. Okay. And we had a masdar. Okay, after have we had ism fa'il. Fa'il. And then on this column, the first one below the past tense, we had past passive. Past passive. And what do we call past passive in Arabic? Can you remember? Yeah, the fi'il madi is, yes, fi'il madi is same, but what is the passive? It's majhul. Majhul. Fi'il madi, majhul. Then we had present passive, which is fi'il mudari, majhul. Mudari majhul. Okay. Then we had masdar again. Here we had masdar again. And then we have what? Ism maf'ul. Maf'ul. Ism maf'ul. Okay. Under the past passive we had which one? We had a command. What was the command called? Fi'l amr. Okay. And then we had forbidding. It's important that you remember this template, so that's why we need to construct this. So we are all on the same page, okay? So this is fi'l nahi. Okay. And then we have zarf. Zarf. Right? You with me? This was our template for sarf saghir. This is a sarf saghir template that we did, and we brought together all the terminology together. One thing we forgot in the passive we also do it for the which pronoun? Huwa pronoun. Okay? Huwa. We do it for the huwa only. Okay? And the amar is also for huwa, and the forbidding is for amar is for anta. Okay? The singular form, and the forbidding is for anta as well that we do. Why it cannot be for huwa? Because it doesn't work in the third person. Okay, it needs a second person. Okay, so that's what we did. So what we started was we started to put some fi'ils here. So in this chart, you will only see the huwa version of the fi'il madi. But you know, behind this huwa version of the fi'il madi, there's a full-blown chart of the fi'il madi, which is the sarf kabir. Okay, and sarf saghir is effectively an abstraction of multiple sarf kabir charts. So how many sarf kabir charts are hidden behind this sarf saghir? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 11 sarf kabir chart behind every box. Behind every box, there's one sarf kabir. Behind every box, there's one full sarf kabir chart. Okay. So, and you take one bit from that sarf kabir, each sarf kabir chart, and you make an abstract view of all those charts. That's what we call sarf saghir chart. Okay, and when we study the sarf, we study the sarf saghir chart, knowing that every box has a full sarf kabir chart in itself. Okay, so that's what we did last time. We understood the concept of sarf saghir and sarf kabir. Something else as well. We started our first family, right? We started our first sarf family. So we did our first sarf family. We did the family 2. Okay, we said we're going to do family 2 to family 9 first, and then we're going to jump into family 1. Okay, so we did family 2. What did we learn about family 2? What was the indications of family 2? What tells us something is family 2? Yes, the second root letter has a shadda. Has a shadda. Okay? Can we do some examples? We did an example of allama. Allama yu'allimu. Okay? Allama yu'allimu. Allama yu'allimu. Okay? Allama yu'allimu. That's one of the indications. It's one of the indications of the set family 2. Okay? With me? Why is it reread? A second, something is wrong. Okay. That was the first indication of the family 2. What was the second indication of the family 2? Allama yu'allimu. Allama yu'allimu. The first indication was that there is a shadda on the second root letter. Okay? The second indication was the present tense starts with an U sound, meaning the present tense starts with a dhamma. You see here on top? You see here? So we have written you allimu, not ya allimu or ye allimu. Yeah? It's you allimu. It starts with a dhamma. Okay? It starts with a dhamma. And we have a shadda in the second root letter. Second root letter. Why is lam a second root letter and not third when we have a ya? Because ya is mazid fihi, is a mazid. It's an addition to the three root letters. Okay, it is not part of the root letters. Okay, so the same word was allama with the same root letters. So ain, lam, and mim. Ain is the fa kalima, lam is the ain kalima, mim is the lam kalima. Yes, the first root letter, the second root letter, and the third root letter. Okay, and then we had a masdar. We had a masdar, and that masdar was taking what form? Was taking what form? So, okay, masdar. Pattern. Which pattern did the masdar follow? Taf'ilan pattern. Taf'ilan. Taf'ilan. Ta'liman. Taf'ilan pattern. Understand? The masdar followed the taf'ilan pattern. It started with a ta, and it had the first root letter, second root letter, and then there was a ya, and then there was the remaining root letters. Okay, that's what we did yesterday. So the additions in the masdar is ta and ya. That's how the masdar is organized here. This is the pattern masdar is following. Now, how should I remember it? How should I remember it? Well, you have to memorize it. You have to memorize it. Taf'ilan is the pattern, not the master. Taf'ilan is the pattern that family 2 has for the masdar. Okay, taf'ilan is the pattern that family 2 has for masdar. So you have to memorize it. Okay, there is no way out, unfortunately. Okay, if you memorize it, it will only help you. Okay. It will only help you. So don't shy away from memorizing it. Put some effort here and inshallah memorize it. Okay. So then we did the chart. So let me do the previous chart, the same template. I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this chart here, and we construct. Let's construct the family tree that we did. Let's construct the family tree. The root letters, I'm going to use the same root letter. We practice some more, but I'm going to use the same root letters. The root letters are, let me think. Okay, let's start with the ones that we did. Root letters. It's Ain, Lam, and Mim. Okay, Ain, Lam, and Mim. That's the root letter. Tell me, what did we have? Okay, Allama, yu'allimu, ta'liman, ta'liman, fahuwa mu'allimun. You remember the trick? I took the present tense, and replaced the ya with a mim. Mu'allimun. Yeah, you remember that? Mu'allimun, and I made it heavy, of course. Mu'allimun. Okay. Then what comes in this box? It's a past passive. It's a past passive. Ullima. That's the difference. You see the haraka? Ullima. Ullima. U sound beginning, and then you have a kasra in the middle. What's the past passive of yu'allimu? What's the past passive of yu'allimu? Yu'allamu. Yu'allamu. And then we have ta'aliman, just like that, for the flow, for the remembrance flow. So it's easy for us to remember when we have this flow. Okay, it's easier this flow. Okay, so that's why we did it. Ta'aliman. Sorry, there we go. Afraid man. Okay. Ta'aliman, and we have mu'allamun, just like the present passive. Mu'allamun. Just like the present passive. Mu'allamun. Mu'allamun. What was the command? Allim. Allim. What was the forbidding? La tu'allim. Zarf. And the zarf, mu'allamun. Just like the ism fa'il. Mu'allamun. Mu'allamun. Allama yu'allimu ta'liman fahuwa mu'allimun. Fahuwa means and then it is, just for the flow. You don't have to say it if you don't want. Okay? Allama yu'allimu ta'liman fahuwa mu'allimun. Ullima yu'allamu ta'liman fahuwa mu'allamun. Al-amru minhu allim. And the allim. Al-amru minhu means and the command is allim. وَالنَّهِيُ anhu, and the forbidding is la tu'allim. وَالظَّرْفُ minhu, and the zarf is mu'allamun. Allama yu'allimu ta'liman fahuwa mu'allimun. Ullima yu'allamu ta'liman fahuwa mu'allamun. Allim la tu'allim mu'allamun. Okay? Allim la tu'allim mu'allamun. Okay. Allama yu'allimu ta'liman mu'allimun. Ullima yu'allamu ta'liman mu'allamun. Allim la tu'allim mu'allam. Okay? Okay, so I brought some family to practice that I gave you for homework. Let's construct one or two of these before we move on to the next family. So I want to make sure that you're fine with it. Okay? Family to write. There's so many root letters here. Okay, let's do some practice here. So if I give you another root letter, okay. Let me give you. You've done allama. This is the one you have done. I'm not gonna do this. We're done with this. I could do whichever random. Let's do the first one. Okay, let's do the first one. So the past tense. Remember the pattern. Shadda in the middle. Shadda in the second root letter. There's a shadda on the second root letter. Okay, and the present tense starts. The ta'liman pattern. Taf'ilan. Taf'ilan, because I'm making use of the fa'ala, fa, ain, and lam, the template root letters that we normally use. Taf'ilan pattern. Okay? Good. So I'm going to construct this again here, keeping in view the other ones. Okay. What will allama? Allama will become allam. Cut. Oops. Wrong keyboard again. Kallama. Kallama. Yukallimu. Yukallimu. Kallama. Yukallimu. Takliman. You with me? Takliman. Kallama yukallimu takliman. Kallama yukallimu takliman. Allama yuallimu ta'liman. You see the mapping? You see the pattern? You see the pattern? Allama yuallimu ta'liman. Kallama yukallimu takliman. It's the same pattern, okay? It's the same pattern. We're just using the different root letters. Fahuwa mukallimun. 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 You say, you take yukallimu and you replace the ya with the mim. Mukallimu. And then you make it heavy. Okay? Mukallimun. Passive. Kullima. Yukallamu. Yukallamu. Kullima yukallamu. You see the difference? Kullima yuallamu. Kullima yukallamu. It's exactly the same pattern. It's exactly the same pattern. Kullima yuallamu. Kullima yukallamu. It's exactly the same pattern. Takliman. Takliman. Mukallamun. Mukallamun. You take the passive, and you replace the ya with the meme, and you make it heavy. Mukallamun. Okay? Mukallamun. You see that? Are you with me? Kallama yukallimu takliman. Fahuwa mukallimun. Kullima yukliman. Fahuwa mukallamun. Okay? Al-amru minhu. What is the al-amru minhu? It was allim over there. In the previous example, with ayn, lam, and meme, it was allim. Allim. Kallim. Exactly right. Kallim. Forbidding. وَنَهِيٌّ عَنْهُ لَا تُكَلِّمْ. لا تكلم. لا تكلم. والظرف منه مكلم. مكلم. والظرف منه مكلم. كلم يكلم تكليما فهو مكلم. كلم يكلم تكليما فهو مكلم. الأمر منه كلم، والنهي عنه لا تكلم، والظرف منه مكلم. Okay, you see that? Alhamdulillah. You want to do another one? Shall we do another one? Let's do another one. Let's do another one next. It's our family, inshallah. So let me just copy and paste the table and then remove this. Okay. Okay, so which one should I take? I'm going to take, we have done this kalama. We've done this kalama. You should have tried this at home. I gave you some homework. You should have tried these root letters at home. If you make these charts at home, you will get very comfortable with this family of stuff, inshallah. And you won't find it difficult to really cope up. So it's going to be easy, inshallah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one. Okay, I'm going to take Hamza, Waw, and Lam. Hamza, Waw, and Lam. Okay, Hamza, Waw, and Lam. Okay. Awwala. Awwala. Now, first, before I move forward, Awwala. So the Hamza you see here, is written like this. Just a Hamza. The here is with the Alif. So what's the difference? So Hamza can be written after all. Ultimately, it's Hamza, but the ways to write it could be different. The way to write Hamza could be different. So you don't have to be concerned if you don't know this. I'm telling you now. So Hamza can be written in various different ways. Okay? So one of the ways to write Hamza is Alif. It either lives on top of Alif or it lives on the bottom of Alif. It can also live on top of Ya, and it can also live on top of Waw. Okay, I'll say that again. It can live on top of Alif. It can live below the Alif. You will see this in the Quran, and I'll tab it before. I will tell you, inshallah. I will tell you. It will live before the Alif as well, and it will also live on the Waw or on the Ya as well. Okay, so if I write Awwala like this, or I write it like this, for example. Oops. Awwala or Awwala, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, you can write like that as well. Okay, there's no problem here. There's no problem here. Okay, it's just fine. But you see the red line word is telling me? See the, oops, I'm going to show you. It recommends me that you put it on the Alif, because that's how usually the semantics, the spellings are done. Okay, top of Alif. If there is a kasra, you usually put it below the Alif. So Hamza you would see written in many forms. Let me give you an example. What I'm telling you is I'm giving you a lecture on Hamza now. Oops. Okay, I'm going to give you a lecture on Hamza now. Forms of Hamza. Okay, so Hamza can be written on top of Alif. Hamza can be written on bottom of Alif. Hamza can also be written on a Ya. Yeah. Hamza can also be written on a Waw. Okay, well, these are all forms of Hamza. These are all Hamzas. Okay, there's nothing special. It could be written independently as well, like this. Okay? Nothing much changes. It's a Hamza and it's different ways. Hamza requires something to sit on or below. Sometimes it requires Alif, sometimes it requires Ya, sometimes Waw. So it really doesn't change Hamza. It's nothing changed in Hamza, but it's just the various ways Hamza is written. So don't worry about it, okay? So if I've given you Hamza here like this and I'm writing on the Alif, it's the same thing, okay? So let's move forward. Awwala, awwala, you awwalu. Now, how should I write Hamza here? Now, there's a oo sound because past present tense must begin with the oo sound. And if I write Hamza here, I could do this you willu. I could do something like this, for example. It doesn't really look normal, does it? It doesn't look normal. You willu. So this is a good example where Hamza requires something to sit on. Hamza requires something. You would not write Hamza like this. You would write Hamza on a vowel, like this. Like this. You avvilu. Avvala you avvilu. Kallama you kallimu. Avvala you avvilu. Okay? So I mean, if you write Hamza independently, that's okay, but that's not usually how spellings are done in Arabic. So it requires something to sit on. So it looks part of the word, not disconnected too much, right? It looks normal in this way a bit. Okay? Awwala yu'awwilu takliman, ta'aliman. What should I do? What should I do? Ta'wilan. 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 Awwala yu'awwilu ta'wilan fahuwa. You take the present tense. Take the present tense. You replace the ya with a meme. Mu'awwilun. 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 You see that? Awwala yu'awwilu ta'wilan fahuwa mu'awwilun. Mu'awwilun. Now compare it with the above previous one. Kallama yukallimu takliman mukallimun. Awwala yu'awwilu ta'wilan mu'awwilun. It's the same pattern, isn't it? Now, u'wila. 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 Yu'walu. Yu'awwalu. Yu'awwalu. You change the kasra to the fatha in the present tense. Oops, I've done some haraka mistake. U'wila yu'awwalu. U'wila yu'awwalu. U'wila yu'awwalu. Awwalu. Ta'wilan comes as is. Ta'wilan comes as is. And what we do, we take the yu'awwalu and we change the meme, ya to the meme to make it a ism maf'ul. Okay, yeah, to the meme, yeah, with the meme, we replace it mu'awwalun, and we make it heavy, of course. We make it heavy. Okay, mu'awwalun. Uwila, you uwila yu'awwalu ta'wilan mu'awwalun. What would be the command? What would be the command? What would be the command? Awwil. Awwil. La tu'awwil. La tu'awwil. La tu'awwil. And we know zarf is exactly the ism maf'ul. Mu'awwalun. Mu'awwalun. Okay? You with me? So we have done this one as well. So I've put some extra root letters. Please go practice them yourself. Try to construct these charts. Without constructing these charts, you will find difficulty. Okay? Please do construct these charts. Okay? So before I move to the next family, and I give you the taste of the next family, I just wanted to give you some. I just wanted to give you some examples from the Quran, for example. Okay, so let's move to the ejtal, not here. Ejtal, not ejtal. The tanjil. Let's move to tanjil. Okay, so if I just take any root letters, if I take any root letters, and inshallah. Okay, so let me wait for a while. Okay, so internet is a bit slow today, I hope. I believe so. Okay, good. Anyway, so okay, so if I put allama, if I put something, if I say roots, if I go in roots here, if you can't type, there's a character set below that you can make use of. And inshallah, you can type as well. Or you just stay on the Quran. I normally stay on the Quran and type like this. So if I say, for example, Allama, Ain Lam Mim, the one that we did, and you search, you'll find many examples, but not every example belongs to family 2. We're looking for family 2. We're looking for an example where there is a shadda on the second root letter. Yu'allamu, Ain Lam Mim. There's no shadda on the second root letter. This is not the family 2. This is not the family 2. Okay? Ta'lamuna, this is not the family 2. So ya'lamuna, this is not the family 2. I'm looking for an example where there is a shadda. Here we go. Wa'allama. Wa'allama. He taught Adama. He taught Adam. Okay? Wa'allama. Now this is an example of family 2. What type of word is it? It's a past tense. It's a past tense. Family 2. It's a past tense. Family 2. Take another example. Allamtana. Allamtana. What is this allamtana? What is this allamtana? Okay. Allamta. Nasarta. You remember the form? Nasarta. Nasarta form. Nasarta, nasartuma, nasartum. This is anta version. This is anta version. Allamta. And there is a na which is attached pronoun. Which is attached pronoun. If you look at the translation, it says in the translation, you have taught us. You have taught us. Allamtana. Okay, this is family 2 because there is a shadda on the second root letter. Okay, so are you still able to see my screen? I hope so. Yes, you are. Okay. There's some fluctuation going on the screen. I don't know why, but I hope that's okay. So you see what I'm trying to tell you? Allamtana, there is ain, lam, and meme, and there is a shadda on the second root letter. There's a shadda on the second root letter, but this is the anta form. What we know is allama. Here it is coming as Allah. Okay, let's take another word. Let's take another word. Okay, let's take Fara and Qaf. Let's see if we have anything here. Look at this one. Look at this one. Yufarriquna. Yufarriquna. Now, what do you think yufarriquna is? You know, it maps completely on the family too, because the that we are looking for is fa, and it has the shadda on the second root letter, which is an indication of family two. Yufarraka. It's a present tense. It starts with a ya, and the family two says the present tense starts with a ya as well, but with u sound. U sound. It starts with yufarriquna. It's just that it is not a huwa form. It is a hum form. Yufarriquna. Yes? Yansuruna. It's a yansuruna kind of hum form. Yes, hum form. So you need to bring it back to the huwa form. Yufarriqu. Yufarriqu would be the huwa form. But this is yufarriquna. It's a plural. It's a plural form. But it maps completely on the family two. So you know it belongs to the family two pattern. Okay, this word belongs to the family two pattern. Okay. Here you find the huwa form, the next one. This is where you find the huwa form. Oh, sorry, not the huwa form. It's nufarriqu. It's the nahnu form. It's the nahnu form. Nufarriqu. Yes? It's like nansuru. Okay? It's nufarriqu. It's a nahnu form. But regardless of whatever form it is, whatever pronoun is it, you are able to map it to the family. You know there's a shadda on the second root letter, and it is family two. Okay, you understand? If I give you wal furqani, is it family two? Is it family two? No, it's not family two because there is no shadda on the second root letter. There is no shadda on the second root letter. Okay. So this is all family two. Nufarriqu, for example, and then tafarraqu. Tafarraqu. It's a ta beginning. It's a ta beginning. It has a shadda. Is it a family two or not? You may be thinking it is because there is a shadda on the second root letter, but effectively it's not, because the family two says the present tense must begin with what sound? Oo sound. Is it beginning with the oo sound? No, it's the sound. It's a the. There is no dhamma in the beginning. Okay, this is a different family. We'll talk about it, inshallah. This is not family two. Okay, but the above one was yufarriqu was, yes. Okay, good. Shall I say another example quickly? Soon. Look at this. Musakhir. Musakhiri. Musakhiri. This starts with a meme. Starts with a meme. Musakhari, sorry. Musakhari. So you remember muallimun and muallamun, ism fa'il and ism maf'ul. Which one had a fatha? Ism fa'il or ism maf'ul? Muallimun was ism fa'il, which we derive from the present tense. Muallamun was ism maf'ul, which we derive from the passive. It could also be zarf, because ism maf'ul and zarf look the same in family too. And you see, there's a mu sound. It starts with the meme, with the dhamma on it, and the second root letter, sin, ha, and ra. Second root letter has a fatha and the shadda. Okay, second root letter has a fatha and the shadda, and it's a normal ism, therefore it's in jar status for some reason. Okay, so we're not worried about why is it jar. What I'm trying to tell you is it maps completely on the family 2 pattern. It can either be ism maf'ul or it can be zarf. Context will tell us. Okay, context will tell us. So you probably read the dua Subhanallazi sakhara lana when you go out in the car. Subhanallazi sakhara lana. Sakhara. What is sakhara? Seen, ha, and ra. The shadda on the second root letter. It's a past tense family 2 huwa version. Okay, past tense family 2 huwa version. Okay. All right, let's jump back here, inshallah. So I'm going to give you now, I hope you had good insight into family 2 and the practice as well. I want to give you now some, let's go on one page. I want to give you the another family. I want to tell you more about the other family that we're going to do, inshallah. Okay, so I'll leave this here for you, and then we jump into the second page, family 3. Now, today we want to do family 3. Okay, family 3. You know family 2 now, and now we're going to do family 3. Okay, family 3 is also very, very easy. It's not difficult family. It's a very easy family, and it has certain characteristics that I will tell you, inshallah. Okay, so family 3, just like the family 2, has its own characteristics, has its own indications, its own indications. Okay, so first indication of the family 3 is that it introduces an alif. It introduces an alif after the first root letter. It introduces an alif after the first root letter. Okay, it introduces an alif after a first root letter. Okay, that's something you need to know. Let me just close the notifications so they don't bother me anymore. Introduces an alif after the first root letter. Just like the family 2, the present tense begins with an oo sound. The present tense begins with an oo sound. In family 3 as well, the present tense begins with an oo sound, which means dhamma. Dhamma. And this family has 2 masdar. It has 2 masdars. It has 2 masdars. Okay? And these masdars, it has 2 masdar patterns, let me call it that way. It has 2 masdar patterns. One is using the same root letters, the template one, fa'ala. So I will try to construct that. One is fi'alan. 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 The other one is muf'alatan. mufa'adatan, mufa'adatan. Okay, mufa'adatan. The first pattern is fi'alan, fi'alan. The second pattern is mufa'adatan, mufa'adatan. Okay, so these are the two master patterns that it follows. Why I'm saying datan? It's latan. Sorry. Mufa'alatan. That's what's confusing. What was confusing me? Yes, I wrote dal mistakenly. It's a lam because it's a fa, ain, and lam. So the root letters are fa, ain, and lam, right? So we try to construct this pattern. So it will become clear, inshallah, when I fill in this chart. So what I'm going to do is now take root letters, and let's try to fill in the chart. The root letters I'm going to take is jim, ha, and dal. Jim, ha, and let's keep that in mind and try to construct this. Okay, remember, this family introduces an alif after the first root letter. It introduces an alif after the first root letter. So if the jim is the first root letter, then it's going to introduce alif after it, ja. And we're constructing the past tense, like nasara, nasara. Okay, jahada, jahada, jahada. Okay, like nasara, jahada, jahada. Then we go to the present tense. We know it starts with a u, u sound. So u, because we're doing the hua version, it starts with a u. And then we also know it introduces alif after the first root letter. It introduces alif after the first root letter. So the first root letter is jim. Yuja, it becomes yuja, yuja, hidu, yujahidu, jahada, yujahidu, jahada.
I found a few places.
Yujahidu.
The first one is you drive,
Sorry.
cover limited at Grosvenor House, House
Wait a second,
47,
my
Station
Google
Road
stopped.
in Sunbury on
Hey
Thames.
Google, stop. Something
Sure,
happened.
no problem.
Something happened to my Google Mini. Sorry about that. If you have heard this, and Google Mini thought that I'm raising some commands to her.
Father, a man in relation
Hey
to his
Google,
child,
hey
children.
Google, stop. Let me just mute it.
The mic's
altogether.
off.
Yes, thank you very much. So the Google is disturbing me. So I don't know if you have these technologies at home. So Google Mini. So I use it quite a lot to just get things done, find information, weather, road conditions, traffic conditions, just to plan out my journeys. So instead of opening a laptop or a smartphone, I just sorry, I forgot to mute it this time. But anyway, now you know I have Google Mini. So good. If you want to know more about it, please reach out. I'll tell you. Good. Coming back to the topic, jahada, yujahidu. So the first root letter is going to be followed by an alif. Okay. After this point, and the second point, the present tense begins with u sound, which is dhamma. So therefore, yujahidu, yujahidu, jahada, yujahidu, jahada, yujahidu. Now, the masdar, it has two masdars. It has two masters. One, the first one is fi'alan pattern. Fi'alan pattern. It means if you replace the fa with the jim, ain. If you replace ain with the ha, because ain is also a root letter in fi'alan, okay, and then you put an alif. Forgot to put the fatha. Okay. Jihadan. Jihadan. I want you guys to see how this is constructed. Okay. Jihadan. 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 Fi'alan. You see that pattern? Fi'alan. So in the case of fi'alan, fa and ain were the root letters, and we had alif after the first two. Fi'alan pattern. In this case, jihadan pattern. Okay. It follows the same pattern, but it has another one. So I'm putting a vowel and just for the flow. Okay, mufa'alatan, mufa'alatan. It would become mujahadatan, mujahadatan. Jihadan wa mujahadatan. Okay, jihadan wa mujahadatan. You see that? Mufa'alatan and mujahadatan. They're the same pattern. They're the same pattern. This vow is just an and. Doesn't belong to a masdar. It's just an and because there are two, so I'm writing an and in the middle. Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Okay? Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Okay? So you will have to memorize these patterns for the masdar. Okay? You have to memorize this pattern for the masdar, but the tricks I'm giving you for family 3, you have to remember these indicators as well. So first letter, and after that, jihadan wa mujahadatan, we have constructed based on these two patterns. And then the story begins. So it's the same story afterwards that you already know from family 2, present tense, and you replace the ya with a mim. Mujahidun, mujahidun. Ism fa'il is mujahidun. Ism fa'il is mujahidun. You understand? Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan fahuwa mujahidun. So there's a fluctuation on the screen. I hope you can still see my screen. It will become visible hopefully in a minute. Wait a second, let me quickly verify. Okay, quickly verifying. So the screen sharing is just fine. Probably it's problem. Shall I start sharing again? Wait a second. I'll share it again, just to be on the safe side. I hope this will come up. Yes, it has come up again. Sorry about that. So there's some trouble with the Google live streaming since last 2-3 classes. I don't know why it's happening. Anyway, you see the pattern? So the first root letter and then the alif. This alif is not part of the root letter. It's not. Alif is never a root letter. Just keep that in your mind. Alif is never a root letter. And alif is not Hamza. Keep that also in your mind. Okay? Alif is not Hamza. Alif is alif. Hamza is Hamza. Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan fahuwa mujahidun. Okay, then we need to make a passive. We need to make passive. And we know passive starts with the U sound, ju. And now, how do I bring alif? If I bring alif like this, if I make this juahida like this, for example, if I had to really strictly follow this pattern, that I need to put an alif after the first root letter, then I would struggle pronouncing this. I would struggle pronouncing this or reading this. How can I read alif with a dhamma before it? If there was a fatha, that makes sense. But if there's a dhamma, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't flow well, does it? You don't put an alif in the passive case here. You don't put an alif in the passive case because there's a dhamma before it. Instead, you put a vowel. Juhida. Juhida. You see that? Juhida. Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan fahuwa mujahidun. Juhida. And then the present tense passive. You make a U. You know it starts with a U. And there has to be a fatha in the middle. There has to be a fatha in the middle. So nothing changes for the present tense, really. So you continue like that. Yujahadu. Yujahadu. Yujahadu is the passive for the present tense. Yujahadu is the passive for the, okay? You see that? Yujahadu is a passive for the present tense. And then comes the masdar, jihadatan, same like before. Same like before. And then you take the passive here in the present tense and you use that passive to construct the ism maf'ul. Ism maf'ul. Mujahadun. 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 You see that? Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Mujahidun juhida yujahadu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Mujahadun. Now the command, fi'l amr, command would be, how would you make a command? Just look at the present tense, active present tense. Look at yujahidu, yujahidu. You know command will happen in the present tense form. You also know command will happen only in the second person. So you would not make a command from yujahidu, you would rather make it from tujahidu. You make it from tujahidu. Now this is the processing you're doing in your mind. You're not writing anything down. You're only thinking about it. Yujahidu becomes tujahidu. Yujahidu becomes tujahidu. Now I need to make tujahidu lightest. I need to make tujahidu lightest. Tujahidu becomes tujahid. Tujahidu becomes tujahid. You with me? And then I need to remove the ta. I need to remove the ta. When I remove the ta from tujahid, it becomes jahid. Becomes jahid. And that's your command. You see that? Jahid. Jahid. Same is the case with the forbidding. La. One step before you finalize the command, you were at tujahid, weren't you? You were at tujahid. And that's what you need. You don't need to remove the ta in the forbidding. You need to keep the ta in the forbidding. So you take the same form, tujahid. Tujahid, la tujahid. La tujahid is your forbidding. And we know the zarf is exactly the same as the ism maf'ul. Exactly the same as ism maf'ul. Mujahadun. Mujahadun. You see this? You understand? So this family introduces an alif after the first root letter. Its present tense begins with a u sound, dhamma, and the alif after the first root letter remains. It has fi'alan and mufa'alatan. Fi'alan and mufa'alatan. Okay? So you will be able to identify this family if you remember, okay, these three indicators of this family. The difference was in the passive past, we introduced a vowel instead of an alif because of the flow. Yes, we introduced a vowel because of the flow. No other reason. You understand? Alhamdulillah. So I'll give you a few seconds to absorb this before we move on, inshallah. So take some time, take a minute or so to absorb this, and then we'll move forward, inshallah. Okay, very good. Excellent. So what we'll do is we'll take some additional root letters and we'll try to construct the same thing. I have some examples down here. I've brought these root letters for you. So so we can use one of those to construct. So these are some practice root letters. Practice root letters. Family tree. Okay. So use these root letters to practice. And inshallah, you'll find it very useful. Okay. So let's pick one of these. Let's pick this one. Sheen, ha, and dal. Sheen, ha, and dal. Okay. So we know that it's this family introduces what? Alif after the first root letter. So it becomes shahada. It's the sheen. I forgot to write the sheen. Okay. Shahada. Shahada. You with me? It introduced alif after the first root letter. Shahada. Shahada. And we also know it starts with the present tense with the u sound. Present tense with the u sound. So the huwa form of present tense would be yushahidu. Yushahidu. Okay, note down this kasra. This is always kasra here in the family 2 as well, and in family 3 as well. Yushahidu. Shahada, yushahidu. Shahada, yushahidu. Now, the masdar. We need to construct the masdar. Do you remember the masdar pattern? Fi'alan pattern. It's a fi'alan pattern. You remember this pattern? Fi'alan pattern. So it's gonna be. Don't have to be fast. Just think about it. Fi'alan pattern. Instead of fa, I'm writing sheen. Instead of ain, I would write ha. Okay, and then there's an alif. Fi'a, shiha, lan. I don't have a lam here. I have a dal here. So say done. Shihadan. Shihadan. Shahada, yushahidu, shihadan. But it has two masdars. What was the other pattern? What was the other pattern? Mufa'alatan. 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 Okay? So I would go slowly. Okay? Mu, fa, instead of fa, it's sha. Musha. Instead of a, it's ha. And then there's an alif. Musha. Yes? You with me? You with me so far? Mufa, oh no, sorry, the alif comes after the shin. I made a mistake. Yes. Musha hadatan. Mushahadatan. Mufa'alatan. Let me make it on one line so you're able to see. Okay? Mushahadatan and Mufa'alatan. And you can compare it with the jahada as well. Mujahadatan, mushahadatan. Mujahadatan, mushahadatan. Jihadan, shihadan. Jahada, shahada. Yujahidu, yushahidu. It's the same pattern, isn't it? It's the same pattern. And then ism file. We can derive this ism file from the present tense, which is pretty easy. We just take it and replace a ya with a meme and make it heavy. Okay? And make it heavy. So we say mushahidun. Mushahidun. Have you heard the name Mushahid? Mushahid is a big politician in Pakistan. Mushahid Hussain. Yes? Mushahid. Yeah, it's a name as well. Shahid is also a name. Okay? But that's a different family. Let's not go there. So, shahada, yushahidu, shihadan, wa mushahadatan. And ism fa'il is mushahidun. Now, we need to make a passive. And the passive starts with the u sound. And remember from my experience from jahada, I can't put an alif after an u sound because it won't flow. So I put a vowel. Shuhida. 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 Yushahadu. Yushahadu. Not hidu. The difference is the fatha and the kasra. Just one haraka completely changes the meaning. Okay, just one haraka completely changes the meaning. Shuhida yushahadu. It's a yushahadu is the present tense. Shihadan, shihadan wa mushahadatan is the masdar. There are two masdars to this family. Okay, the two masdars to this family. And then the same technique that we take the present passive and we derive the ism maf'ul. Okay, mushahadun. Mushahadun. One haraka changes everything. Mushahidun is ism fa'il. Mushahadun is ism maf'ul. Okay, mushahadun is ism fa'il and mushahidun is ism fa'il and mushahadun is ism maf'ul. Now, command. I want you to construct command in your brain. Construct the command in your brain. Okay? So you know yushahidu, you need to translate it. Tushahidu. Then you make it lightest. You made it tushahid. And then you remove the ta. That becomes what? Shahid. You know this name, don't you? Shahid. Shahid. Shahid is someone who is a witness, effectively. It's a witness. Okay? So Shahid here is in the command form, witness. Okay? Shahid. Same way, the forbidding La to Shahid, just like we did last time. La to Shahid. And we know the zarf is exactly the same as the ism maf'ul, mushahadun. You see that? It's the same pattern. All you need to do is practice. You can take on these root letters and try to practice. Construct these charts yourself to practice these families. Okay? You need to construct this. This will open up so much of the Quran for you. This will open up so much of the Quran for you. Let me take this example, Shahada, and let's try to see if we have this in the Quran somewhere. Okay, let's try. Okay, so we say Sheen, Ha, and Dal. Let's see what we end up with. Shuhada, 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 shuhada. Shuhada, let me just write the word directly. So shahada, shahada. Look. Shahidina, shahidina, shahidina. Shahidun, shahidun. Okay? This is not this family, but let me give you another one. I'm looking for a fi'l, if there's a fi'l. Probably it's not the right word for searching here. Shahidan. Shahidan. You remember this shahidan from somewhere? Shahidan. Let's go back here. You see this? This is shihadan. But this is not a masdar for this family, no. So the wrong example. Okay, I want to give you a masdar for this family. Let me look for another word. Let's look for the jahada. Jim, ha, and dal. I'll try to find some examples from the Quran. Jahada, yujahada, jahada, jim, alif, ha, and dal. Yes, wajahadu, wajahadu. This is the past tense. Past tense, home form. Past tense, home form. Okay, what we have done is jahada is a huwa form. This is a past tense hum form. Okay, you see this being used here. Now you look at this. Yujahiduna, yujahiduna, jahada yujahidu. That's what we did. This is the family tree. The present tense begins with the u sound. There is an alif after the first root letter, but this is a hum version. It's a plural form. So we do huwa form in the sarf saghir chart. Yujahidu. But once you know yujahidu, you can construct a full sarf kabir chart for that present tense, which is also used in the Quran. Yujahiduna. Okay, you see. So if you know sarf, you will be able to identify this word belongs to. So you will be able to identify its masdars, its ism files, its ism maf'uls, how the passive would look like, and so on and so forth. And you will not be able to, you will not have to construct the commands in your brain too much, because you know in family 3 the command is like jahid or shahid. Okay, in family 2 the command is like allim, for example, right? So that's what you need to do. You need to practice these words. Please make these charts as much as you can. I will share these notes with you, all of this, and inshallah, in the next class, we'll continue to practice and revise what we have done here. Do not forget practice, because if you don't practice, you're going to lose it. I'm telling you now, you will lose it if you don't practice. Please find some time to construct these charts. Okay, so the root letters, I'll keep them here, and in the next class, inshallah, we'll pick up some of these root letters and try to practice as well. Okay, so I hope that you found today's class productive, and you have learned something new that you didn't know. So don't give up. All I want to say is don't give up. It's always an effort that is needed. So please keep on putting that effort. So we will inshallah keep on going, and there will come a time where you will be feeling very, very comfortable, especially when you do the project after this course. You will feel very, very comfortable, inshallah ta'ala. So all the best, and inshallah I will see you in the next class. Jazakumullahu khairan for joining today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.